Well, top of the afternoon to you. As Chuck Dickens once said, it was the best of times, it was the worst of times. Hey, top of the afternoon to you, everybody. So this is the site, literally, of our next project. Now that it has been brushed out and the trees gone, we have slopes toward the street and slopes this way. So literally the difference, if that is 0, that is 102 inches. So anyway, what we're gonna do, because we know this thing has to get lots of step downs, is we're gonna stake every single corner, we're gonna spray paint where the footings go, and also the strip footings inside. And that way, when John comes back to start digging, and of course we'll set up some elevations for him, then he knows where to dig. Here, dude, give us a big clap. Nice.
Very manly.
Yeah, it is very manly. It's always more manly when you have to tell people it's manly. It should just stand on its own.
I just needed to let them know that's what a manly clap sounds like.
Oh, okay. Here, do it again.
I have one.
Here, hold on. Okay, do it again. Nice. I saw myself in your sunglasses. All right, everybody, so here's what the house looks like. Single car, double car, then this is the main area, and then this portion of it right here is gonna be 2-story. This is all straightforward. 66 by 50 would be if we just made it a rectangle. Here is what made this really challenging today. This lot is all over the place. So you see that we have a radius that matches the street, a straight line that kinks over, and that follows the golf course. And then we have, like, basically there's no 90-degree angles. That one might be 90 degrees, but it doesn't help us. So strung the property line, can't string the property line here because it's all through the woods. That's all the woods over there down by the Santa can. So this basically does us no good. What our constraint was is off the street, the setback, and the setback. So once we had the laser dialed in, we just shot across, squared this side, and then we just made a big box. This ground seems soft for a change.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we're doing is we're starting on that side, and we're gonna measure across, and you're gonna notice that essentially we're using that first stake. This is more like a pivot point. So we can rotate toward the golf course or down toward the street.
Because this is just to get rough, and we're 20 feet off the back.
But we don't have a line off the back.
But we can eyeball it and get pretty darn close. The alternative would be to go and try to strip all this out, and that's just not gonna happen.
So I'm just gonna drop this just so we have a rough idea.
Yeah, and then...
So 66. So all I'm thinking is, because this guy will get us square so quick, is then we can locate the others and then make it real easy to adjust. 50? So that would be 50. So it's 66 minus 20. So right here, 46. So a little bit of trial and error. The house isn't just a straight line across the back. It does have around the nook, utility room, powder room, a 6-foot jog to the back that's about 26, I think, wide. So we have to check that against the plot plan and the property line. And it's always going to be a little bit of trial and error. I can move that stake 6 feet this way now, because you went 6 feet. Mm-hmm. And that should get us closer to your ball, but still not. Yeah.
Is move this, and I think we should.
To what?
To a 10-yard or a 10-foot, even if we get a foot over.
So right now, what are you over there?
I'm gonna verify it, but it's about 12.
See, I told you there's gonna be a little bit of trial and error. So we're just making sure that that back right corner and the bump out, and we have some leeway on the left as far as that setback. So it's just a little bit of jockeying. Okay, so right here.
Toward the street, good.
Okay, so if you just go down there, let's just put that other stake, take the tape at 50 and the detector until they beep. Yeah, I mean, that really swung it.
That's crazy.
So 66 and 50. I will just drop this rock.
Good.
Yep. Now, what's the guess? It's the elevation change. You're not allowed to hit hard pan, just saying. I don't like having to drill out and drive stakes, yeah. Okay, so these are 0.
Yep.
You want to somehow try to annotate that?
Yes.
Even a piece of cardboard. I don't know, call it 43. I guess I can. Okay, Ryan, so this guy, let's go 93 plus 9, 102. I'd like to think that we're making our own topo map, which is actually what we're doing. And if you see at the end of this video, once we get all the lines down, things really started to make sense. Hey, my dad just showed up. Grab the plans, brah. Oh! All right, Kyle, follow me with the giant stick. And the paint. Okay, so after like an hour of just trying to figure out what we wanted for grades, finally it was like, how about if I just get the guys out here? Let's put stakes in at all the corners. You're going to watch as Kyle and me right now, we're going to establish stakes at every corner. And this is why I like to have as many of the big tapes run as possible, because then it's just easy to check everything. And essentially they're acting as our string line at the same time. I want to get the perimeter staked and then figure out if we have extras. So this guy, you'll put one at 16 foot. I just want to straighten it out. Yeah. Okay, so that is the front of the master bedroom. Then can you grab the foundation plan? I'm pretty sure this comes back 8 feet. So if I go 8 and 16, which is right where the pine cone's at. Smooth move, X-Lax. Then, so what I just did was a little bit incorrect, but it works, is I came back 8 feet. So now we really want both of these points. Look at that.
Red light. Therapy. Chrono.
You sound so smart when you say it that way.
Sound like I'm the end.
Yeah, right. Staked out is actually the front porch. So if you hook that one and then pull through this one, that'll just kind of give us a straight line. So 16, about there. So this is the garage, 2-car garage door. Okay, so 12 feet is there and 24. Yeah, I think that's fine. And then stay there real quick, Jordan. I'm just gonna pull through. Oh, I can't. Yeah, I can. Then I'll go 28, probably here. Go ahead and let go. I'm gonna pull 12 off of this way. And of course, he's gonna blow the hole out a lot bigger, so yeah, you're pretty good. And then Jordan, I have 1 stake left, which is perfect. Let's go 24 off of this back.
Let's do relatively how close you want it. They did pretty confident this thing. More going.
Essentially, yeah. Yep. So 24. Yep. Okay. So this line will be 10 feet, 6 plus 4. So what we can do, let's see how close I can get it. So this is where the garage turns the corner. Hey, not bad. That's like dead on the money. So at 32 feet, which we have the tape pulled from there, which is right here, in line with what Jordan's got. If you hold me right there, I'm just gonna, when I'm at 32 on that other tape, then at 10 feet, Jordan, you're just gonna put a stake. And I'm in line. So wherever the 10 foot is there. Yeah. Run it out and around as many stakes as you can. And I could grab another one and go the other way. I was trying to remember, have we ever actually done this where we staked all of the corners and then ran string lines? And you'll see here in just a moment that once the string lines are there, we're gonna spray paint right over the string line, and that's gonna draw lines for the perimeter of the house, and then we're gonna go back and do the strip footings. And then what this allows us to do is see exactly where everything goes from the drone perspective and even standing on site. It also allows us to see how the land slopes front to back, like north, south, and east and west. I think it was a smart move. Okay, this week's video, hey, I got it. is sponsored by Squarespace. So I don't have the time to be building myself a website. I've been using Squarespace for the last 5 years, and the reason I chose it was because I am not a web designer, I am a framer. And I just don't even want to take the time. So if you are looking to build a website, I highly recommend Squarespace. There's AI tools, there's templates. All I did, it probably took me a couple hours total. I just picked some templates and then trying to figure out what I was going to put on the website. I mostly use it as just a place that people can find me, and then they can head off to my social links. And then I do write some blog stuff. Well, I used to, haven't for quite a while. So anyway, if you need a website and you don't have time, you just want to do it easy and it's very professional looking, then head over to squarespace.com. Now, if you go to squarespace.com/awesomeframers and use the code awesomeframers, then you can get 10% off your first domain or website. Thanks to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. It's a whole lot easier to visualize now. Okay, so here is our approach. Let's see if it makes any sense to everybody. So I can actually hold my phone level, which is there, and you can see how it really slopes down. And we'll show you from the front, it also slopes that way. So we went ahead and staked all four, well, not all four, every single corner that is a footing and a stem wall. And we wrapped string line around it. And we're just gonna go through and spray paint this so that the excavator can see it, and then we can see a little bit better, yeah. Yep. And then we'll just run it out. He can spray paint it. And then the next one can be our reference point for the other three. The initial,
I don't know how to tie knots.
The initial loop is just twisted around.
I'll spray paint this.
Isn't that beautiful? Okay, 9 foot. Do not spray my tape measure. I don't even know if I care, honestly.
Yeah, I think you'd still be able to see it. It actually probably would make it cooler. Oh. Make it.
Well, what do you think? Are we making the right move? I don't know. This only took us, I think, less than an hour to run the stakes, the tape with the three of us. 3 people's great in my opinion. You have somebody that's just kind of taking the lead, keeping track of the numbers, directing, and then 2 people that can do the walking, or at least we split it up amongst the 3 of us. I think it was a good move. This whole thing has kind of fooled us. And you can, with the right stick, you can go a little to your right. Just the right hand stick. Either way. Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, another 8 feet, Jordan. Yeah, then if you just reach your hand straight up, there's a sense of scale. So we don't need a laser level. Yeah, you can kind of see it. Every single one of these walls is now laid out, including the strip footings. And so the reason for that is we have, I can't remember, I think it's a 42-inch elevation off of the laser set as a benchmark. And then that one was 102. 102 there, 0 there. Also, that guy's a 0. It's total 0.
Not 9.
0 is the highest number you can get because you can multiply it by itself and never get higher. Yeah. Think about that one. Yeah, don't think about that one too much. So anyway, it took Brian and me a little bit to get this situated, a couple trial and errors, and then we found the sweet spot here. And then it just took a lot of thinking because of these stinking elevations. It is what it is, but the easiest way, you can kind of see, my phone is held level using the fascia line over there, and you can see it's like 0 to 42 there. So really, we're fairly level here. And so that's outside of the garage and then outside of the patio. So we're not exactly sure quite how we're going to do this yet. We have an idea and hopefully it works. And then of course you always rely on the excavator. He'll help figure things out. So one other constraint real quick. So if we keep that wall height the same across the back, then we can mess around with the yard so you could just walk out into the yard. The garage slab will probably be lower than the house by a fair amount, and we'll have some steps in there. And then you have to balance the slab here with the slope that's coming in off of the street. So lots going on. So check this out. This is Jordan's move. He likes the spray paint the heart, and that way, where is he? There he is. And that way when his mom looks at these jobs on Google Earth, she knows he was thinking about her. That's really sweet, Jordan.
Love you, Mommy.
Now the excavator knows where all the corners are of the house itself, all of the footings and stem wall, and then even in the crawl space area where the strip footings are, so that when the step downs have to get cut, They don't just get cut right. Like what always happens is they land right where the step down goes, or the strip footing lands right on the step down, and then you can't really do that technically. So we're trying to make this as idiot proof as we can. Speaking of idiot proof.
Hey. It's harder than it looks.
Is it? What are you trying to do?
I'm just gonna roll back up. I had to get them all.
So here is a trick, and I'm not kidding. If they came rolled that way, then this time roll them the opposite way. That way you roll out the memory. So he's not listening to me. So then you would...
I've got my ISO tunes in, I can't hear you.
Oh. ISO tunes, coupon code Timmy10. Nice job, Jordan. The $5 a month I make off ISO tunes, you can have $1 of it.
Thanks.
That's 20% finder's fee, that's pretty good. Hey, happy Saturday, everybody. We don't work many Saturdays, but the excavator wanted to get in here because he got other projects next week. So we'll kind of document this throughout the day. And here's what we're looking at. This is the front of the garage, and then there's the house, right? That's the porch, primary bedroom. That's the great room back there. It's kind of in the kitchen nook area. And so we basically have to go with a 6 foot, well, whatever it is, it's probably 6 foot there. And then the terrain slopes down and slopes down. So anyway, there's just a lot going on. Hey, I can't wait to start this. Timmy loves footings. Can we be honest? There is something so satisfying about listening to that sped up. Okay, so here is one of the steps. There ended up being 3 levels total. So we shot across the back, then this one, and then one down in front. And you'll see that either at the end of this video or when we get into the foundation forming video. Maybe I'll throw a little teaser of that in here. I don't know. But essentially that Saturday, it just worked out. John wanted to get that work done. So I just got to play videographer all day. Literally filled up like the cards on my Osmos and my drone. Was constantly charging the drone video batteries, just shooting them. I never get this kind of content. So, and it's just fun. Ever since we were little kids, here's a story. So when I was a kid, I never understood why my dad always had a roll of toilet paper in the truck. Well, it's because we'd be out on these sites, right? And there were no Santa cans back in the late 80s when I was a little kid. Laverne Wolf was our excavator, Wolfman. And I used to sit on the side, like he was in the seat as the operator on the bulldozer, and then I would be up on the side. Just scared the whole time because he would never look behind him. Oh man, there's so many good memories. And then like all of our friends, we would have BB guns, marshmallows, and we'd be the fire watch overnight. You know, because we'd burn all this stuff back then. Ah, that was awesome. I have no regrets with the way I was raised. It was just a good time period by good people doing good work. Thanks, Mom and Dad. I'm sure I would have been happy if it had been something else. Now, this is just fun. This is just fun. In fact, once we got the hole cut, I think I'll show you that at the end, killed my drone, Mom and Dad showed up so Dad could walk the site with me. So anyway, just kind of let this stuff play out like ASMR, and I'll put chapters down below. Because if you want to skip it, you can skip it. But I don't know. There's just something about watching a skilled operator. And actually, funny story, John, the operator, is my age, and my dad used to work together way back in the day. So I don't know. I didn't even know that. I just met him this day. Well, top of the afternoon to you. As Chuck Dickens once said, it was the best of times, it was the worst of times. The Mavic 3 is okay. This bad boy is not. I, like an idiot, I set it on the extra bucket and he moved it. And that's 100% my fault. I just got to talking anyway. So, you know, they work, the screen works. This does not allow me to fly, you know, forward and back. I think I can go left to right. But here was kind of my issue. Right up there in the trees, I had it tucked back which means with all the sensors on, which I was unable to turn off because the touchscreen doesn't work. However, I hit the return to home button, and thankfully, these are all the vision sensors. So you basically can't crash it if you leave those on, unless you're just like in sport mode or doing something really stupid. But it landed right here next to me. So I already ordered a new controller off Amazon. It'll be here Monday, so buy local. All right, so here is what it looks like. We are basically the majority of the house at one height, and then we step down, and that's a nice big funky looking step, but that makes our life easier. And then just over there, that corner, that was the 102 inches from there to there difference, you know, the original grade. So anyway, this gives us a starting point. I think I'll just order all 2-foot verts, and then we'll figure out walls and tie on, all that good stuff. Still hoping to use fiberglass rebar on this, but we will see. Like I said, Dad showed up. So in fact, he called me this morning as of recording this voiceover at like 6, because he wanted to know now that the footing's in, what have we decided for wall heights? Which incidentally, my brother and I met out there today. So this is just in our blood. I just love it. So what we're trying to figure out is we're balancing the garage slab height with the floor height. And we'll go through this as we go through this video series, because we don't want too steep of a driveway, but we also don't want steps from the slab into the house. But the backyard, you can see that taper there left to right, and then it slopes back up to that fairway. And so you have to balance all of that stuff. So you'll see how it plays out. We're going to go 6-foot wall and then 4-foot wall. We're going to drop the joist in to save, you know, what are they, 9.5s? PWT I-joist plus the mud sill. So we're going to, let's just call it 11 inches. So anyway, and there's John the operator. Yeah, I just love this stuff. So thank you for watching, everybody. We'll show you a little bit of what is in store in the next video. Thanks for watching. Hey, don't break my controller, everybody. I know a guy. Yeah, and then if you just leave yours over on the bank. Guys, we're doing footings. What you are looking at here is the footings. On top of this, we're gonna build stem walls. That thing is awesome. Look at that. So I'm gonna check, if you pull the tape tight, whenever you're done making love to that string line. Jordan, geometry. If I go there, that's concrete and concrete, so I have 6 foot. If we go 6 foot over, then we just calculate the diagonal. Here, I got it. I can do it. Help. Who's always doing one of those? Jordan's very first foundation, and look, he's already got this mastered. He can pick his nose and drive sticks at the same time.